Hey everyone, my name's Amber. I'm an employment law attorney and I represent employees in discrimination lawsuits. I aim to make sure you know and understand your employment law rights. Now, for this channel and the information I provide, there are two rules. The first rule is this video does not create an attorney-client relationship. And the second rule is the information that I provide is not legal advice. I ask you to use it just for educational purposes. Now, today I am going to focus on your end of the year review and how to advocate for promotions and raises because y'all, we got to get our money. Now, the purpose of this video is to help you prepare for your year-end review by equipping you with strategies to highlight your accomplishments and to negotiate for a promotion or for a raise. So either which one you want, this video is going to help you do that. Now, first, we want to talk about you being prepared for the meeting, right? You got to be proactive and think ahead. And so the first step is to be prepared for the meeting. And so you need to take time to figure out what you want to discuss and really what you want out of this meeting. You got to start thinking, do you want more money, right? Is this focus of this meeting is purely for you to receive more money? Or do you want a different position? Does that mean that you want a title change? Does that mean that you want to take on more responsibilities? You want to be a leader in the company? Take some significant time to really think about that and think about that, what that looks like for your life. Also, you need to be prepared to document the conversation that you have with your manager. That means that you need to be coming to this meeting with a notebook and a pen and paper to write down what your manager is saying to you, and also follow up the meeting with an email just to make sure you both are on the same page. Also, what I consider to be a really great touch is follow up the meeting with a thank you card to your manager, just thanking them for taking the time to speak with you. Now, some tips in regards to making sure you're presenting the metrics that you've hit. First, what I want you to do is to pull any emails that show that you're doing a good job. These emails may come from coworkers, right? Coworkers are saying you did a great job. Thank you so much for your help. The email can come from clients too that just say, you prepared me well for the deposition, or you prepared really well for this presentation. Thank you so much for that. The emails may also come from your manager, and you'll be surprised. Sometimes managers don't remember them sending emails to you and their other subordinates because they do it all the year. Pull those emails out and make sure you bring it to their attention. Also, there may be emails from managers in different departments. They just said, hey, we just see you doing a great job. Really appreciate your hard work. Lastly, is a little bit outside the bounds of what you would typically think is if you're on any boards, right? If you are working in the community and you're representing the company while you're working in the community, pull any emails or any text messages from people that you work with that say you're doing a great job. So, and because always companies want to look good. Secondly, you want to pull your prior evaluations. If you received a mid-year review, pull that mid-year review. Pull the previous year evaluation as well. And you need to sit down and show how you've improved and on things that needed to be improved on, or you've been consistent. Employers love consistency. Also, point out any projects that you've completed that are outside your job description. So if you've taken on any projects outside your job description, draft a description of that project and how it profited the business, right? Look at and point to how it saved the business money. Also, pull out and focus on how it saved the business time. How have you created a more efficient business by completing that project? It's going to go over very well with management and the business just in general. Also, I know you might want to be thinking also how you need to address any workplace biases or inequities during your negotiations. First, you really need to think about who you're comparing yourself to. Are there any men who make more money than you and that you know of? So say, I want to make sure I am making the same amount of money as Tom, right? So you want to make sure you point out, he's making more money. This is where you want your salary to be. Also, you want to look at other people in the industry. I will really look at Indeed. What are people paying for people who do your job? Also look at Glassdoor, what's being paid. And I want you to start making those comparisons. Now, when you're making those comparisons, make sure you're comparing apples to apples and not apples to oranges. So if you're working in a large corporation, compare yourself to individuals working in the large corporation. Thirdly, I want you to really point out any issues you've had with your at the job. If you had any issues with coworkers, have coworkers, as a coworker sexually harassed you? Do you believe a coworker has said discriminatory comments to you? Also, point out issues that you've had with management. Have you been sexually harassed? Have you been discriminated against? Have that conversation, because it really is a dialogue. Again, make sure you're documenting this conversation that you're having with manager when you're discussing wanting that promotion, wanting that raise. And always follow up the conversation that you're having with manager with an email, and really diving deep in what you all discussed and what was the response for your manager. You really want to point out the response of your manager and also what you also brought to their attention. Now, you may be thinking, oh, Amber, I'm going to complain about my compensation, or if I'm making some complaints about how I've been treated, how am I going to be protected? Well, there is protection for you. First of all, there is retaliation provisions in Title VII. So if you're a woman and you're comparing yourselves to the treatment of men, you're going to be protected. If there's been sexual harassment, you're going to receive that Title VII protection as well. If you are African American and you are saying, hey, I've been discriminated against due to my race, you also receive protection under what's called Section 1981. If you're over the age of 40 and you're comparing yourselves to younger individuals, then you also are going to receive that protection. That's why it's really important that at the end you document the conversation you have with management. Now, what I want you to do is really take a second, think about what you want, and be proactive and set out what you want and what has gone right at the company and what has gone wrong. Now, what we're going to do is we also, just to make sure you do this well and you're confident in how you present this information, is we're going to provide you with a freebie. It's going to be what we call an end of the year checklist, which includes some of the information that you need to make sure you're pulling out, some of the things that you also need to make sure you communicate with your manager. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, I ask you to please like and please share it, and I ask you all to enjoy your day. Have a great day.